a creak in my neck, and it don't, like they just tell you when you're having fun, just not to overdo it. And I just got back home. It's a Saturday night, and I was telling you guys on Twitter, ask me some questions because I just felt like doing one of these. And I told you, you know my Twitter. I'm obviously not gonna get to every single question in this video. I know you didn't expect me to because you're reasonable. You're an intelligent, young individual coming here to get my opinion on some things. So you already know what's going on. Thought I'd have like somewhat of an intro for this, but I guess not. I told you on Twitter, ask me, so I already said that. What the fuck? We on Twitter right now. There's my username. Don't forget it. You better follow it. If you don't want to follow it, block your own Twitter. The first question that's on here is the same thing that happened before. Same thing that happened 3 months ago. Yeah, same thing that happened 3 months ago. Do pineapples belong on pizza? You really don't fuck with me like that, because if you did, you wouldn't waste this opportunity that I'm giving you. You're the first question, and the first thing you decide to do is to ask me the most generic thing on earth. Like, we already know the answer to this. I don't need there's no debate. If you put pineapples on your pizza, eliminate your existence. We don't need you on this earth with the rest of us, all right? Go. Oh, I was about to make a really bad joke. Let's just say Hurricane Irma shouldn't just be hitting Florida. Nah, that's a little bit too soon. It's actually still over Florida right now. I don't know what happened there. Just hit backspace over your soul if you put pineapples on your pizza. That's all I'm saying. Next question is from Chapia. What? Just... fuck it. Best album of 2017 so far. You're trying to get information out of me before it's time, alright? You gotta wait another 3 months just like everybody else, alright? The best albums of the year video is coming. Just chill. But I agree with your decision. Flower Boy is not a bad choice. The Gray Ranger asks, Kakashi or Shikamaru? Now listen, right? I had to be led into liking Shikamaru, so the journey between us is deeper, it goes stronger, as opposed to Kakashi. I've always liked Kakashi for the most part, except for when he was sucking Sasuke. So I'm gonna have to go with Shikamaru just because I grew to like him as opposed to immediately liking. What's your favorite Frank Ocean track? That's tough. I don't have a favorite. To be honest with you, I really don't. It's... man, nope. Nope, I can't. What? Nope, I'm not doing it. Cody Watson asks, how many more years do you think hip-hop has before it starts to fizzle out, pretty much? The thing about it is, I don't believe hip-hop can actually fizzle out. With so many different artists making so many different new styles of music, I don't think we're ever going to get to the point, at least, within the next, I would say even 30 years, to the point where hip-hop will be something that's like left in the past. I don't believe that would actually be a thing. It would be fascinating to see that happen, but it just doesn't seem likely with all these different rappers coming out and trying to incorporate other styles into their rap, trying to incorporate other genres and transcend what hip-hop originally stood for in the beginning. So knowing that hip-hop is already changing, yeah, the old version of hip-hop is already fizzling out, so we're kind of transforming it in a way, or the new rappers are kind of transforming it. So in a few years, hip-hop's still going to be alive and well, and in 20 years, 30 years, I believe it'll still be the same way. It'll probably sound different, but it'll still be hip-hop. Future of Brockhampton. That's like asking me, do you want to live, or do you want an abortion? That actually kind of made sense. I said that with the intention of it making no sense, and it did kind of make sense. Odd Future is Brockhampton's dead child. It all makes sense now. Illmatic or To Pimp a Butterfly. Illmatic. Illmatic is what got me into hip-hop. Illmatic is what introduced me to the genre. Illmatic. Jazz the GOAT. Are you single? Like a mother... People try to reel you back in to make you think that you're not single, but you single still. I don't have to be with nobody. Just chill, man. Like, I feel like I'm finally at that point in life where I can have a breather. I don't have to... Nobody's on my back. Nobody's got their nails in me. Like, I can chill. I don't have to... Just know. Yes. I'm like a Pringle, and I'm by myself, floating along with the wind, and I'm doing things for myself, popping Molly, sipping lean by myself. What's your opinion on a phenomenal deep throat? All right, so excuse my ignorance if this is actually an artist or a song, but if you're talking about what I think, that's my reaction to phenomenal deep throat. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, it's one of those things in life that you just gotta appreciate. Of course up front. but then, you know, appreciate from a distance too, because it's one of those rare things, you know, like most of them can't, you know, most of them can't get the whole thing down their throat, right? So it's very important, it's pivotal, honestly, when you find one that honestly knows how to just engulf it, you know, and just hold it in there, and then still maintain such control and such, you know, class while doing it. You know, she's not coming up for air, she's not spitting anything up back at you, not constantly taking breaks, using her hands. She's on her job and she's doing what she's supposed to do, and you're appreciating her for it, you know? It feels like you're about to get sucked into a black hole. That's how good she's doing. Phenomenal Deep Throat is like, it's something that, you know, not everybody is fortunate enough to experience, and, you know, it's a shame, really, when you think about it. I mean, Phenomenal Deep Throat is like perfectly seasoned baked chicken. That's what that is. Who is your favorite up-and-coming artist and why? More and more people know about him, but I guess one of my favorite up-and-coming artists would probably be Jid. I love his style of rapping. I love that he never has compromised lyrics for any kind of speed. He's really versatile in the sense that he manages to constantly switch up his flow within a song, and people know how important a flow is to me. But when you take that flow and you transform it, and you complement even the beat of the song, the instrumental, the inflections within your voice complement the flow that you're using at the same time, it just works, and that's exactly what he does for me. He's a young voice that knows how to use it. I would say that's probably Jid's biggest asset, in my opinion, is the way he uses his voice. The Weeknd or Frank Ocean, which one makes better music? Frank Ocean. I'm sorry, Weeknd, you're not there yet. You make some good music, you're not on Frank's level. You're just not. Do you still bump No Favors / Big Sean as much as I do? Not as much, but it is still probably one of my favorite songs off I Decided. Do you think Kendrick qualifies to be the greatest of all time? No, not yet. And even if he could, he still got like 5 to 10 people he's got to get through that are already in the ground before he's even able to get there. So no, I think, you know, everybody's a little bit preemptive when they say, you know, the Kendrick and the Cole and the Drake and the whoever else is at that spot right now. I think it's a little bit too soon. They're moving towards it, definitely, but they're not. No, not yet. Why are you so freaking dope, man? We here. We here. You and I, we're right here. We're connected. What do you think about artists who feature in other artists' tracks but end up carrying the song? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, obviously, I like for the person's project who I'm listening to, or for the project of the person I'm listening to, for the person who I would obviously like for the person who made the project to be the starlight for the track, but whoever's featured, if they're doing well and they make the song better, fine, keep them on there. Of course, they're probably gonna have some infighting and a little bit of background noise, because you can't do better than me on my own song. What's wrong with you? Dude, your bars is weak. Your bars is trash. I don't ever want to hear you speak again. I mean, you know, Kendrick did that on the Control verse with Big Sean. We had Drake do it to Meek Mill on Rico. Migos almost did it to Big Sean on Sacrifices. Tupac accidentally did it to Dr. Dre. Like, we don't need to go back and forth with this. It's not a bad thing to do better than the person that you're featured with. Just make sure neither of you catch feelings after, because somebody's gonna be preferred over someone else. That's just the way it's gonna be. Do you ever think the Cole x K Dot collab album is gonna happen? I do, but do I think it'll be great? It's hard to say, simply because it's got a lot of stigma against it. You know, a lot of people don't think Cole and Kendrick are on the same level. A lot of people think it wouldn't really benefit either of them to make a project together, and I can agree to some extent. I'm a fan of both of them. I like their music. Also within the culture, I like what they represent, but I don't think that I'm, you know, necessarily aching or itching for a new project or like a collab album between the two of them, because I think they are better as solo artists. I don't even think they need to be intertwining lyrics or, you know, collabing on songs with one another. I think it's cool, but I don't think they maintain the same energy in any project they've ever made to come together on a track. I mean, of course I would love to hear it, but I just don't think they are the same kind of artists. They're both, you know, artists who pretty much have gotten to the point in their career off subject matter and off concepts, and to hear two conceptual artists hop on a track with one another, it's gonna be, you know, a little bit difficult to see where they'd actually go. I mean, we got J. Cole and Joey on a track together, and although I did enjoy that track, it wasn't like anything crazy. That's kind of how I would feel about a J. Cole and Kendrick project. I obviously want to see it, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we need one, but I wouldn't be mad if one just dropped out of the blue, and especially after J. Cole's February nonsense. Favorite non-hip-hop album of all time, or just one of your faves? Okay, favorite album, Michael Jackson, Thriller. Anthem. Whole project. The whole project. Perfect. Whole thing. I'm putting the whole album on. What's your position on the whole X controversy? Look, X, you got the worst timing. I'm not one of those people that likes to put negative stigma in any situation. If I'm going to give you facts on a specific issue, I'm going to do it unbiased, of course, and I'm not going to speak on the probability, you know, okay, this probably happened or this probably didn't. I'm not their lawyer. I'm not there speaking on X's defense. I'm not speaking on anyone's defense. Obviously, the things in that testimony were very specific, right? They were very vivid in detail. The only issue I see on Geneva's part is making sure that this stuff that happened to her, that she claims happened to her, can actually be proved in court, because it's a totally different situation to have someone accuse you of something, but you've got something going when you have proof of it. And I'm not gonna bash X at the moment and say, oh, he probably did this or he probably did that, or, you know, there's a high chance. I don't know. And until the trial date, and if there is a conviction made, that's when I'll give my opinion on the situation. But until then, I can't prove anything. No one can actually at this moment, so we all just have to wait. Flower Boy or Saturation 1 or 2? Alright, so listen, Flower Boy. Saturation 1 I'll come back to, and I think I still actually enjoy Saturation 1 a little bit more than 2. I gotta rethink my statement on that one. I mean, Saturation 1, it had Star, it had Fake, it had Boys, it's got the slow jams on there. The main reason I find myself going back to Saturation 2 probably is for what I would title as Amir's interlude. There are definitely some great tracks on there, but I don't find myself revisiting it as much as Saturation 1, but I know that there are parts in Saturation 2, in my opinion, that, you know, maintain the whole rap thing more than Saturation 1, so I think that's what brings me to Saturation 2 a little bit more. Either way, I'm still picking Flower Boy over both these albums. Have you ever recorded a reaction to an album or song and then scrapped it because it was so bad? Yes, that's what happened when I listened to Saba, The Bucket List. I could not get through that project. There was nothing connecting me to it. And I waited. I had some of my subscribers, and I'm so sorry for it. I had some of them waiting for months for my release of that video. And, like, I looked at it while I was editing. I was like, dude, I couldn't even get through. I couldn't even finish the project. I'm not saying he's a bad artist. There's probably qualities that others see in him that you know, I might not. But it just wasn't hitting for me, and I could not put myself through it anymore. What would you do without cheddar jalapeno Cheetos? Oh man, it would be hell on earth. I'd probably go fight Hurricane Irma. What do you want from another Drake project? Does Drake even know what he wants from another Drake project? If you blend ice with water, does that make ice water? No, it's all water. It's all water. Why do you stay thirst trapping on your Snapchat? Look, nobody's on my Snapchat thirst trapping, okay? I told you guys months ago, don't follow me on Snapchat if you want anything philosophical regarding any kind of music. Only time I even post on Snapchat is just to remind myself that I have one. There's nothing for me to say. My messages are filled with nudes. Yes, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard for me to go in there without being tempted, so I try to stay away as long as possible. But half the time, all I'm doing is just listening to a song while I'm videoing, or if I'm not doing that, I might say a word or two here and there, and that's it. I'll post it, watch the numbers skyrocket, get some of that self-validation, and then hop right back off the app. Whose mans is you? I'm my own mans. I'm my own man. Why are you my music whore? I'm whatever, baby. I'm whatever you want me to be. I'm whatever you. Lil Pump or Lil Yachty. See, this is what we not gonna do. You put the milk first or the cereal? Nah, man. What I do is put the lime in the coconut and twist it all up. Twist it all up. And the final question, Alive Artie, ass or titties? Obviously both is a great. But I think you can get past the small boob thing. I don't think that's like really a big issue. Like, I mean, they're cool to watch when you busting it wide open and then they going up and down while you're looking at it. That's great, but I need something to throw it back at me to know I'm really putting some work in. So I think I'm gonna go with the ES. Man, that's all I have. I'm tired now. I knew this would put me to sleep, so that's why I did it. And Shawn Cee, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I answered a good amount of your questions. I hope this wasn't too you know, cringy to get through. And I'm gonna go and do some things before your boy's sleep, and I got the crick in my neck is still